As we keep an eye on politics this Monday, you may remember this last week. We showed you this meeting at Dolton Township. It turned violent. It was chaotic. And that South Suburban Township is still months away at this point from municipal elections that could lead to a change in leadership there. So what in the world happens in the meantime? How does business get done there? If you're wondering that, so are we. We're asking what happens in the day-to-day governance in not only Thornton, but also the village of Dolton, where the scandal engulfing Tiffany Hinyard's administration is happening in both of these places.
And we still don't know what to expect from the Dolton meeting, which is set for 6:30 tonight. We wanted to know more about the longer-term impact this could have on the community and civic engagement. So for that, we turn to Northwestern law professor Nadav Shoked this morning. So Professor Shoked, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning.
So how is the current scandal in Dolton and Thornton Township unique, and are there similar examples from recent past of this kind of thing happening?
Well, the basic problem, especially in Illinois, is that there are very limited powers for the state to interfere when things like this happen. So when you end up with alleged high levels of corruption and mismanagement, there's very little for the residents, or for that matter, for state officials to do until you actually get a conviction in court. Okay. And that's exactly what we're seeing here.
And then, so at this point, we've seen things get so out of hand. And I know a lot of people are wondering, what's the tipping point for someone to step in? And how would that work, or how does that play out? I know you said with the state, there's some laws in place that might prohibit them from stepping in.
Well, so the tipping point is actually relatively clear. It's a very high bar, though. So what will have to happen is that either the attorney general or the state attorney for the county steps in and prosecutes the specific official, and then they actually get a conviction for a felony, and that's the only point at which she's clearly removed. There's one other option, which is for the state legislature to actually take action and adopt a special law targeting what's going on in that township or village. But again, that's a very high bar. It's very difficult to get the state legislature to enact such a law. It can. I'm just not seeing it happening fast enough.
I was going to say, do you see that happening potentially in Dolton?
It's not that likely for the state legislature. Unfortunately, as is often the case in these situations, Dolton is a small place. It's not like Chicago. It's tough to get enough state legislators to care, even though they should. Maybe you're going to see something with the attorney general or state attorneys moving against her. But again, that would require them to prosecute her and then a court to actually convict her, which will probably be a process that would last much longer than her current term.
And that's the thing. So we saw former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot do an independent investigation, but we made it very clear, and so did everyone there, that that was independent. It was not a criminal probe. It really didn't do it. So what does that do? Does that do anything?
Well, sadly, probably not. So had this been an investigation not into a specific occurrence of corruption, but rather into the overall financial state of that village, showing, for example, that it's close to default or something like that, then maybe the state could have stepped in. We saw that years ago in East St. Louis. But that was not the charge that Mayor Lightfoot had. She was just investigating to see what has been going on with this specific official and how she's been mishandling funds. And that's just not enough to show that the place itself is in financial distress. And as you said, it's not a criminal investigation against the mayor. So it didn't do much other than generate the public interest for good and bad.
Yeah. Northwestern law professor Nadav Shoked, thank you so much for your time, Professor. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.